All right, great Patriots. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me on the microphone. Give me 1 second here, trying to get some technical difficulties fixed here. All right, so let me know if you guys got notified by YouTube, folks. I don't know if YouTube sent notifications earlier when we did the Presidential Medal of Freedom event, or if they send notifications out for this live stream. Let me know if you got notified by YouTube. Right now, we're sending out notifications for on text message. So you guys might receive a text message from us. Most likely, you're going to receive a text message from us. But if you are already here, thank you so much for being awesome, nice and early here at Golden State Times. We're going to be switching over to the White House in just a few moments. This is a White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany. It got announced while we were streaming the other event, which was President Trump awarding the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So they alerted us that there was going to be a last-second press briefing, so that's what this is. Please share the live stream on social media. Not many Patriots know that this is going on. Not many Patriots even got notified by YouTube. But if you did get notified by YouTube, let me know. I'll be shocked if you did. Shocked, I say. But yeah, thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. We don't ask for much, folks. All we ask for is if you can please share the stream on social media. That is it. That is all we ask for here at Golden State Times. So if you guys can please share the live stream on social media, it would be greatly appreciated. If you share the live stream on Twitter, we'll give you guys a quick shout out as a thank you for your help and your support. So if you share the live stream on Twitter, we'll give you a shout out on microphone. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Gold State Times. I'll be back on the microphone to give updates in just a few moments when we're going to switch over to the White House, the hot mic, and also to give shout outs to everyone that is sharing the stream. I'll be back on the microphone in just a few moments. Thanks so much, folks. Please share the stream, click the thumbs up button, and say hello in the chat. I don't know if you guys notice it, folks, but this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. And by the looks of it, nobody got a notification. I don't know what is going on with YouTube, or I have no idea. But it says, Dave Kane says, I got notified by YouTube. Okay, I'm shocked. And anybody else? Lionheart says, I got notified by YouTube. I'm honestly shocked. 2 people got notified. Let's see here. Anthony, I don't know if Anthony is saying yes, that they got notified or not. I have no idea. But 2 Patriots so far have said that they got notified by YouTube, which I'm actually shocked anybody got notified. But if you did get notified by YouTube, let me know. Let me know in the chat. And I'm not talking about text messages, folks. I don't mean about us notifying you through text message. I'm talking about YouTube sending you a notification that we are live. Either a push notification on your phone or through your email. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about text message. So if you did get notified by YouTube instead of text message, let me know in the chat. That kind of information is very, very vital because it lets us know how many notifications are being sent out by YouTube to Patriots and how many Patriots are actually clicking on the notifications through text message. We have, I think, over 10,000 Patriots signed up to our text message notification list, but we want to know how many Patriots are actually, getting notified through YouTube and how many Patriots are actually getting notified through text message. All right, folks, thanks so much for letting me know. Thank you so much for letting me know that you guys are getting notified. That's awesome. Hopefully YouTube keeps sending those notifications. That's good. Cheryl, and also, let's see here, Paul Little says, yes, I was notified. American Writer says, I did not get notified, but I found it. That's awesome. That's good. Jay says, got notified by YouTube. Okay, good. Patriots got notified by text message. So those text messages are very, very important, folks. And like I said, we reserve those text messages for important live streams like White House press briefings, press conferences, stuff like that. So you will always get notified by us here at Golden State Times if you are part of our notification list. So if you haven't signed up to our notification list, all you have to do is text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888. Once again, text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888 in order to get notified for live streams of President Trump and Kayleigh McEnany 100% of the time. I'll be back on the microphone to let you guys know when we're switching over to the White House, turning on the hot mic, and also to give shout outs to everyone that is sharing the stream on Twitter. But also, don't forget to share it on Facebook and Gab and Reddit and Parler and all of those social media sites. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button and say hello in the chat. Don't be shy. All right, folks, so we're getting ready to switch over in just a few moments, but we're going to give some shout outs here to everyone that is sharing the live stream on Twitter. So let's give some shout outs to great patriots that are sharing the live stream. Don't forget, folks, please share the stream because not everyone knows that this is happening. Not everyone knows that there was a last second White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany happening right now. So we would like to ask patriots to please share the live stream on social media and to click that thumbs up button. It lets YouTube know that you are interested in watching this live stream. All right, so let's give some shout outs here, and we're going to be starting off with Michelle Battistone. Thanks so much for your help and your support, your continued help and your continued support. Lights on, suns up. Thank you so much for sharing the stream and your support. Thank you so much to Deb926 for sharing the stream. Democrats are 200% insane. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. And also, Kathy by Choice, thank you so much for your help and your support. We also have Native Physics. Thank you so much, Native Physics, for your help and your support sharing the stream. And we also have Average Jane sharing the stream. Thank you so much for your help. And I think here, hold on, give me 1 second here. All right, so we want to give a big thank you here to, give me 1 second, Fiercely Maga 20. Thank you so much for your help and your support sharing the stream. We got Brian Jones sharing the stream. Thank you so much for your help, Patriot. We also have Barbie Demers. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. And we also have here, let's see, Bunky. Thank you so much, Bunky, for sharing the stream. We have SK Justice and Less Deplorable. Thanks so much for your support sharing the stream. We have Juan Benedito. Thank you so much for your support sharing the stream. Stands with a Beer. And Diana, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Constance C and Pet Lover, thanks so much for your support sharing the stream. John Porras. And we also have Equal It. Thank you so much for your support sharing the stream. Julie Shake, thanks so much for your continued support. Great Patriot. And we also have Kajdia124. Thanks so much for sharing the stream on social media. Brenda Cannabis, thank you so much. Not Cannabis, Cannabis with a V as in Victor. Thank you so much for your support, Brenda, sharing the stream. We also like to give a big thank you to Band of Brothers and Sisters. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. And we also have William Harrison sharing the stream. And we also see here Dog Mom 3 sharing the stream. We also have Diana sharing the stream. Thanks so much for your help and your support, Great Patriot. And I think, let's see here. Yeah, we have Patriots United BU and Dog sharing the stream. Thanks so much, Dog. And we also have, I think that's it for now. All right, so we'll be back on the microphone in just a few moments. We're switching over to the White House also in a few moments. And we're giving some more shout outs to everyone that's sharing the live stream on social media. All right, folks, so I'd like to give a big thank you to Equal It for your help and your support through Super Chat. Emoji Super Chat that says thank you. Well, thank you so much for your help and your support. We also like to give a big thank you to Janice. Thank you so much, Janice, for your help and your support through Emoji Super Chat. All of those Super Chats helps us live stream this event on YouTube. As you guys can see, this live stream is 100% ad-free. This is an ad-free experience here at Golden State Times, folks. There's no advertisements anywhere. So this live stream is brought to you by Patriots who support us on Super Chat, just like Janice and also Equal It. Thank you so much for your help and your support, bringing this event that you're watching right now to patriots all over the country and all over the world. We also like to give a big shout out to all the Patriots with the Trump hats next to their name in the chat. You guys help us continue operation here on YouTube. You help out Golden State Times continue operation day after day after day, keeping Patriots informed. So we want to give a big shout out and a thank you to all the Patriots that are our sponsors in the chat, the Patriots with the Trump hats next to their name. We do not have huge corporations sponsoring us. We don't have businesses sponsoring us. We are sponsored by Patriots viewers just like you. So thank you so much to the Patriots in the chat. Also, moderators, let yourself be seen in the chat. Thank you so much for your help and your support, keeping the chat clean and enjoyable for everyone. The best chat on YouTube, to be honest, the best chat on YouTube. So thank you so much for your hard work and your support. All right, folks. So we do have footage from the White House press briefing. So just give me a second here while we get it onto your screen. And I think that we have the hot mic on, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. There we go. We have the hot mic on too, folks. We have the hot mic is on. Let me switch over to the White House right now. That way we can get the ball rolling here. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. We're switching over to the White House. Just give me a second. All right, so that is live footage from the White House. Make sure you guys please share the live stream on social media. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button. And we are ready to go for Kayleigh McEnany.
The car that might not be stick shift when you're done with it. Control. Yeah, I told you about the other thing.
Back home is supposed to be part of the stick shift, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's a 50-50 thing. A lot of people are just growing out of the stick shift.
I noticed in India, pretty much all the cars are still stick shift. I've only ever had stick shift. They're harder. They're getting harder and harder to find.
I haven't had one in a long time, but every early car is cheaper.
Yeah, I got, the reason I got my car is that I got the 2019
Yeah.
Couldn't be more honest. Actually, I could be more excited. Not that one. It'd be hard to do.
You used to, not that.
In Costa Rica, I was so happy to rent an SUV. There, the sections outside. Yeah, it reminded me of when I was a kid in the Philippines. Like we were
Oh, you grew up in the Philippines?
yeah, so we would take.
No, you were
cars.
7 or 4.
Yeah, we would do that. So, like, it was really fun. Also,
That's what it's like. Back of the screw. I was going to do back from Atlanta. Like I got back and I did this outside of us. I didn't shoot for 2 weeks. I didn't do it. I was here. So I was running audio. So I brought a camera. Never shot. 2 weeks. Didn't turn the camera on.
I didn't think I was trying to
Yeah. And then yesterday, yesterday, they were going to shoot something else. You know, it was yesterday. And I was like, okay, cool. So I looked at my camera, just double checking this. Like, I haven't shot anything. I didn't use it. When I turned it on and I started, you know, I do that and it went through it. So I was going in there and I was changing my slip through the screw and like probably 3/4 of the screw was gone. Like, I guess so. The sad part about it is where it's when there's 2 weeks.
Seriously?
So I had a magic screw sitting around and I put it in there and she won't. I did a mark. I'm like, I need something because I got to shoot a tackle. He was like, oh, I got one. Don't worry about it. So I guess
Got a screw or you got a lens?
no, he had a screw. And I was like, hold up. So yeah, I put it in there. We were able to get the little sheared part in. Like, so we were able to take that out. Yeah, I was able to shoot more yesterday. Easy peasy. But today, I probably didn't need to bring my camera today.
I didn't even know what we were doing.
I mean,
I brought the camera in here to Mexico.
and then you got it both.
I need to do it.
All right, folks. So we would like to welcome a new member. We have a new member here. We got Carson Cole. Thanks so much, Carson, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Because of you, we're able to bring this live stream to patriots all over the country and all over the world. Now, every single time that you type in the chat or in the comment section of our videos, a Trump hat will come up next to your name to let everyone know that you support the free press.
Because it seems like whenever he talks, you know, you guys say nothing, but somebody else talks about it.
White House briefing.
They're not guys. The guys over there, they just said it and it's done.
Yeah. Sorry.
It sounds good as some of the things we started with the translation.
Yeah.
Like they were.
Yes, I'm with Kevin Courtney. Sorry, I'm with Kevin Courtney.
They'd have a translator, and so they'd start talking about it.
Sure.
And really 20 minutes takes about that. and you just know you weren't connected. You know you weren't connected.
Yeah.
And so then you transfer it. And then there we go. Then transfer it. 5 minutes later, you're on your third take. And you're like, I'm running out of the battery.
Yeah.
You know, you could shoulder the entire time. Remember that? Like you go for 45 minutes for translation and that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could talk.
Oh my God.
I check for Captain Court. Check. Mic check 1, 2. Okay.
All right, folks. So it
Okay,
looks like
I can
CNN
hear
is
you.
going to be in the room today. I don't know if it's going to be Jim Acosta or the other lady. I don't know what her name is. But CNN is definitely in the room
Okay,
today.
thank you.
It might get really good.
Yeah, man. I mean, you could go on and on. And then you would just repeat those, the same thing over again.
Oh, I know. But you can talk forever.
I know.
Never saw anybody like
This
this.
briefing's
You
going
know
on.
you're right.
Hey, we got a photo op. Doesn't happen. Yeah. I mean, chances are nothing will happen, but our job is to do whatever.
So put my audio here outside.
Yeah, we're not looking to see that. Depending on who we're working. So some person, we can do this. We're not looking for that. And even if you're doing head-on for some event, and there's strong communication with the director, and the director wants a shot, well, no, I gotta choose the whole. You can't do wide shots. You can't make shots.
All right, folks. So I'd like to welcome a new member. We have Ray Thick. Thanks so much for your help and your support. Becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Ray Thick. Thank you so much for your help. Now, every single time that you type in the chat or in the comment section of our videos, a Trump hat will come up next to your name to let everyone know that you support the free press. But most importantly, is that you are helping us live stream this event that you're watching right now, to patriots all over the country and all over the world. So thanks so much for your help live streaming this event today. Thanks so much once again, Ray Thick. And also all members, thanks so much for your help and your support. Because of you, we're able to live stream this event to patriots all over the country and all over the world. As you guys can see, there's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. This live stream is an ads-free experience, no advertisements. And we do that because YouTube wants to censor us. If we turn on advertisements on this stream, YouTube censors it completely. It's like if it never even existed. So we have to take advertisements off in order to go around that censorship.
Now, you stay
So thanks so much to the patriots that help us through super chat and through membership for us being able to live stream this event.
Try to make it easy for you.
Yeah, I'll probably just go on.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to give a big thank you to Ray Thick for your help and your support through super chat.
That's where it gets really weird.
I know.
Yeah.
When I went to London, and I was like starting the car started here and all that.
Oh,
If you would like to help out Golden State Times, the best way to do it is by sharing the stream. So share the stream on Twitter and Facebook and Gab and Reddit and Parler and all of those social media sites. If you share it on Twitter, if you share this stream on Twitter, we'll give you a shout out as a thank you for your support. But also don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Gold State Times.
not much, yeah.
No, you didn't do it on purpose.
I remember that new video of the circle, right? They just get off the trees. I don't remember.
No, I don't see it yet. I'll see if I can get it. In Jamaica, they try on that side too.
And Cayman Islands.
And Australia.
Jason, quick question for you. There's no PL line for cuts you guys are doing as far as the record thing. Just waiting for your name. Okay, all right. I won't dial in anymore. Okay, thanks, sir. Bye-bye.
I didn't get to the sun. It was halted. It was great. So, yes, the last time.
Where you want me, buddy?
On that block.
All right.
You're on the right side with the CNN on the,
Sorry. Want me over here?
yeah, on the very left, yeah.
What's up, bud? Well, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right, so you know how I was saying earlier that CNN is in the room. So it happens to be somebody else from CNN. It's not Jim Acosta, and it's not the other blonde lady. I don't know what her name is. It's another guy. I have no idea who this guy is, but he's from CNN. So CNN is definitely in the room, but except it's just not Acosta. I guess he's scared. I don't know. But all of the CNN correspondents, which I think there's like 12 of them inside the White House, they're all equally vicious. So let's just see what this guy has to say. But we want to give some shout outs real quick to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. If we want to start off with Bobby Forrest, Elizabeth Wesley, Patricia Whitman, Yukigal, thank you so much for sharing the stream, guys. Rebel Brand, thank you so much for sharing the stream. And also Cradle is Rube, thank you so much for sharing the stream. We want to give a big thank you to Norman for sharing the stream. Also, R.D. Gafford, thank you so much for sharing the stream. We want to give a big thank you to Rock Hard Chick. Also, Angel M. Tibbs. Oh, no, I apologize. That's not for us. Edna, thank you so much, Edna, for sharing the stream. We also want to give a big thank you to Cannabis Cuisine for sharing the stream. Patricia Rumsey. And also Tippecanoe H. Tyler, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Gary Somebody, thank you so much for sharing the stream. Zham28 and also BJ Droinsky, James, and Orange Man Good, Global is Bad. Thank you so much for sharing the stream, guys. Shelly, Arizona Roadrunner, and Sean Judd, thank you so much for sharing the stream. We also want to give a big thank you to Deplorable Tiger Fan, Dio Toner, and Patriot Gale, and also C4Q Plus. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. Edna Miller, It's Trump Time, Maureen, and Rebel Brand. Thank you so much for sharing the stream. All right, folks, I'll be back on the microphone to give more shout outs to everyone that is sharing the stream on Twitter. So make sure you share it. Also on Facebook and Gab and Reddit and Parler. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Gold State Times.
Harris, good afternoon. I'm wearing a mask, as are all the journalists assembled here in the Brady press briefing room. We're awaiting Kayleigh McEnany. As soon as she comes out, of course, I'll step aside. I want to tell the folks at home a little bit more about that document, which, as you know, was declassified by the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe. He actually transmitted that over to Capitol Hill, and that document shows that then candidate Trump was briefed, and in fact, his very first intel briefing back in August 2016. It was led by FBI agents who had just opened an investigation into his team's ties to Russia. That document, a 7-page summary of the meeting, was actually penned by, as you pointed out, signed off by, and one of the key figures in the ongoing Russia probe at the time. The president said last night in his conversation with Sean Hannity that, quote, a lot of things have been learned about the probe and what happened leading up to the election and after his victory. And what happened then is a disgrace and should never, ever happen again. So the president is obviously very passionate about this. I think the real question for a number of folks, not just here at the White House, but all over the country, is what will happen to the people that participated in this activity? Was it in fact unlawful, or was it just unethical? We've talked a great deal about the Durham report and possible indictments. Nothing's happened yet, much to the consternation of the man whose office is not terribly far from where I am standing right now. A couple other things I think you should keep an eye on today, Harris. We're going to talk to Kayleigh McEnany about the stimulus. A lot of Americans...
Okay, so he's talking about, he's moving on to another topic. But that was very, very interesting, and that came from CNN. That's very interesting stuff, folks. Very, very interesting stuff, and that's coming from CNN. Now, President Trump is going to have an event later on today, so the news media is going to be able to have a chance to ask President Trump questions. That's coming later on today. This is the White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, what we typically do when you cover this beat is you make lots of phone calls, you exchange emails, have conversations at 6:30 in the morning sometimes. And while the president is clearly frustrated,
I guess I have to make a clarification. When I meant it's CNN, I meant it's CNN 2.0, formerly known as Fox News. That's what I meant. For CNN 2.0, formerly known as Fox News. There, fixed it.
Out of it in terms of payroll taxes, the idea of not having that money go out for a while would probably make a number of Americans very happy. That's something they still like to have. But sometimes you pick your battles. Timing is everything, and they understand right now it's about getting something over the finish line to help the millions of Americans desperately in need of money right now. Harris? You bet. Thank you. Sorry about the mask.
Yes, it's got a very bad call. Literally just got up before my parents.
Why?
Okay. I see you did some protests and stuff.
All right, folks. So if you guys are wondering if the fake news media knows we're listening, they 100% know that we're listening because of the last time that we caught John Roberts from Fox News joking with New York Times and it went viral. So they definitely know that we are listening. They know who we are. They know we are listening, but they don't care. They can care less. You know why? Because they're arrogant. They have the God complex. They think that they are these huge celebrities that are on TV almost every single day. They're so arrogant that they can care less if anybody is listening, because I don't know, maybe they think that they're untouchable. Maybe they think that, nobody's going to do anything to them. They're never going to get fired, blah, blah, blah. But who knows? That's the reason why we have this hot mic, to keep everyone accountable, including the fake news.
It's gonna roll now, but you can just tell by
All right, folks. So I turned down the gain just a tiny bit. You have to turn up the gain up pretty high, because the microphone needs to pick up everything. So, the gain sometimes is really, really high, and you hear a lot of background noise. We can't say white noise anymore according to YouTube. Can you believe that? We can't even say white noise anymore. We have to say background noise. Crazy stuff. I don't know how, where is it going to stop? To be honest, where is it going to stop? But anyways, thank you so much to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. And we're going to be giving shout outs here to everyone that is sharing the stream. Let's see. Do we have any Patriots sharing the stream? And we do. We have F Monty 112. Thanks so much for your help and your support. Remco D, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Teresa Rosa, thank you so much for sharing the stream. Cags, thanks so much, Cag, for sharing the stream. And we also have James R sharing the stream. Let's see. We also have Cajun Mary Grace, thanks so much for sharing the stream. And we also have Aaron Phillips sharing the stream. Truth, thanks so much, Truth. And Rob, thanks so much, Rob. Northern Ryzen, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Official Wipe, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Chris Testa, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Barbara, thanks so much, Barbara, for sharing the stream. Survivor Driver, thanks so much for sharing the stream on social media. We also like to give a big thank you to LJ Fakua. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. And we also have Alice Q sharing the stream. Thanks so much, Great Patriots. If you'd like to help out Golden State Times, the best way to do it is by sharing the live stream on social media. We also like to give a big shout out to all the Patriots with the Trump hats next to the name in the chat. Because of you, our sponsors, we are able to live stream this event to Patriots all over the country and all over the world. And also all the Patriots that helps us through Super Chat, either today or in the past. Thank you so much for your contribution. Because of you, we are able to live stream all of these events from the White House, the State Department, Congress, President Trump rallies. All that stuff is made possible because of you guys helping us through Super Chat and through membership. As you guys can see, there is no advertisements on this live stream. This live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere. If we turn on advertisements, YouTube will censor this live stream. So in order to go around the censorship, we have to take off advertisements from our live streams. That's the only way we can get a fair chance of competing against everybody else here on YouTube. And that is a sacrifice we are willing to make 100 times because we want to make sure that Patriots are informed. That is what we are about here at Golden State Times. We want to know that you guys are informed. We want to make sure that you guys are informed. But if you do want to help out Golden State Times, tell Patriots about us. Let Patriots know about Golden State Times. Get Patriots into the chat. Share the live stream on social media. And don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Thanks so much, folks. I want to give a big thank you here to the Voltron 1. Thanks so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. And also I'd like to welcome a new member. We got John P. Holland. Thanks so much, John, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Once again, thank you so much, John Holland, and also the Voltron 1. Because of you, we're able to bring this live event to Patriots all over the country and all over the world.
Caitlin and John, sucking up all the airtime.
What? Please.
You've been working kind of my shift. I see you at night when I'm working.
I know, I've been doing it.
All right, folks. So I would like to give a big thank you here to Richie Gray. Thanks so much, Richie Gray, for your help and your support through Emoji Super Chat. You are awesome. Thank you so much for helping us live stream this event to Patriots all over the country and all over the world. And also, you are supporting the free press.
Exactly right.
Always nice to have you.
I would like to give a big thank you to Oil Separator. Thank you so much, Oil Separator, for your help and your support through Super Chat. Your help, your contribution helps us live stream this event to Patriots all over the country and all over the world. Thanks so much for supporting the free press.
text. Send you a text.
Calling me too.
I was like, I got out.
All right, folks. So I'd like to welcome a new member. We got Eric Whittington. Thank you so much, Eric, for your help and your support, becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Now, every single time that you type in the chat or in the comment section of our videos, a Trump hat will come up next to your name to let everyone know that you support the free press. But more importantly, that you help us live stream here on YouTube this event and future events. All right, so I want to address something now that everybody's quiet in the press briefing room. I want to address something regarding the lower ticker where all the names are coming up. Now, every single month, we are going to run the same names for a full month. There's over, I think last month we had 68 live streams, almost 2 live streams per day, and or 2 or 3 times per day sometimes. So the names that you see scrolling at the bottom of the live stream, those are the Patriots that have been a member, a sponsor of Golden State Times for 1 year, 12 months or more. Next month, we're doing 6 months to 12 months. Your name is going to go at the bottom of the ticker for 1 full month. And then after that is going to be all the brand new Patriots that are becoming members up to 6 months ago that you became a member. So in case you do not see your name on there, depending on when you became a member, that is when your name is going to come at the bottom of the ticker, and it's going to stay there for 1 full month. Over 30 live streams, your name will come up at the bottom of the ticker. We try to do that in order to get everybody's name on there. We are so grateful because there's so many great Patriots, great Patriots that are supporting us through membership, and we want to make sure that we say thank you to you guys, and that way you guys see your names on there pretty much every single day for 1 full month straight, and then we rotate again and again, and it just goes on like that. So depending on how long you guys have become when you guys became members. So I'm just answering any questions from members in case you guys want to know why your name is not showing up. Again, it depends on when you became a member, and your name. Once you see your name at the ticker, it will stay there for 1 full month, and then it will return every 3rd or 4th month, kind of like that. So stay tuned.
They should have been up there this morning.
Well, I think there's a freelancer because one, the New York guys were live chat.
Now, I want to address something. This is a very, very good question by Visibly Invisible. It's on the chat. Now, Visibly Invisible says at Golden State Times, I guarantee that they are all using modified Huawei Raspberry Pi Bluetooth detection devices to jam your communication signals. Now, that has happened in the past. That has happened in the past, and it happened at a Trump rally. And the people that did it, the people that had those devices and were doing it, will make you sick who they were. Who those people were that were jamming the Wi-Fi signals and cell signals that we rely on to stream President Trump rallies back in the day. The people that did that to us, you would not believe who they were. And it's sick, the type of sick and twisted stuff that these people do. Tactics that you would only see from CNN. But the people that did that, shame on you.
Canceled code?
Not yet.
Wait. No, he says he's like too bad wine.
Yeah. That's good. People see you. And they see you. That's good. It's not it. You don't know it, right? That's pretty.
Were you gonna ask?
You see. So you have to run these and your live shots, right? Or just live shots?
Do live shots in our class? Yeah.
So I thought,
That's so stressful. Especially when it's like a bunch of stuff happening.
yeah.
Put together.
Candy says.
So you thought we were gonna fall off? What? That was great. That was fantastic. I was wondering if it would just be candy. Oh, you guys just score. You just score. Yeah. Separate. Oh, I got a dozen there on black others. Different size. So,
2-minute warning.
All right, folks, 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, folks. 2-minute warning.
No, it's fine. My phone is fine. So I got
Hello, everyone. The first duty of government is to protect the safety of our citizens. That's what Attorney General Barr said when he was here at the White House just a few days ago. For 55 days in Portland, Oregon, we've seen lawlessness, anarchy, and destruction that threatens peace in our streets and the safety of our fellow American citizens and the safety of our brave law enforcement officers. Yet some Democrats and some in the media continue to ignore reality. As Portland's Democrat Mayor Ted Wheeler tweeted, quote, "What I saw last night was powerful in many ways. I listened, heard, and stood with the protesters, and I saw what it means when the federal government unleashes paramilitary forces against its own people." That was a quote from the Democrat mayor, who quite literally stood in the middle of a riot as violent protesters attacked a federal building. That is appalling, and Mayor Wheeler's clearly failing at his duty to protect his streets and his city there in Portland. The federal government has a sworn duty to uphold the laws of the United States. Through field offices and federal facilities across the country, these agents protect and serve the American people. Yet the rhetoric of the left undermines our justice system, with Nancy Pelosi calling them stormtroopers, Jim Clyburn calling them the Gestapo, and Wheeler using the term paramilitary forces. Under President Trump, violent crime rates in America finally began to fall. Rhetoric like this cannot be allowed to set us back. augmenting the Federal Protective Service, guarding federal property in Portland. Our brave officers have, since augmenting them, I should say, our brave officers have faced all of these various things, like rioters barricading officers inside the Hatfield Federal Courthouse, trapping officers inside. A, quote, commercial-grade mortar firework was launched by rioters. A federal agent's hand was impaled by planted nails. Another federal agent was shot with a pellet gun, leaving a wound deep to the bone, and tragically, 3 federal officers were likely left permanently blinded by the rioters using lasers pointed directly at their eyes. These are not the actions of so-called peaceful protesters, and the Trump administration will not stand by and allow anarchy in our streets. Law and order will prevail, and I have a short video for you because I want it to be real, what is happening right now in Portland. So if we could play that video, that'd be great.
I hope someone kills your whole family. That wasn't me, homie. I hope they kill you too. I hope someone burns down your whole precinct with all y'all inside. Can't wait to see it.
As you can see, that is anything but a peaceful protest, and this president will always stand on the side of law and order. And with that, I'll take questions. Yes.
Thank you so much. I want to ask you about the convention, and then I have another question on foreign policy. First of all, has President Trump determined where he's going to or how he's going to deliver his speech? He said he was working on that yesterday.
So he hasn't decided that just yet, but we have a number of really creative, exciting options that he's looking at. It's a question more for the RNC, but he's very excited about the prospect of what will come with the convention.
And I want to ask you about something that he tweeted back in April. He said Joe Biden wanted the date for the Democratic National Convention moved to a later time period. Now he wants a virtual convention, one where he doesn't have to show up. Gee, I wonder why. Does the president regret that now?
Well, as you know, I can't respond to Joe Biden. You'd have to ask the campaign about that. But the circumstances changed in Florida where we intended to have the convention. As the circumstances on the ground changed, the president changed his viewpoint on having the convention in Jacksonville at that particular location.
I wanted to ask you about the president's phone call with Vladimir Putin. Did the president raise the issue of Russian bounties on the lives of American troops during that phone call?
So as you know, that intelligence is unverified still to this day. There are dissenting opinions within the intel community. I won't get into the president's private discussions with a foreign leader. I was not on that call, but that intelligence is still unverified. But rest assured, our president will always stand with our military and protect them against any and every foreign adversary.
Determination, Kayleigh, about what happened? He's been briefed now, right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell announced that John Lewis
I'll come back to you next.
will be lying in state at the Capitol Monday and Tuesday. Does the president plan to go to the Capitol to visit John Lewis on one of those days?
I have no announcements about the president's upcoming plans, but John Lewis was a civil rights icon. We lowered the flag at the White House here to signify that. So I have no future announcements of the president's plans other than to make that one note. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. So the Senate has approved overwhelmingly a bill that would require the renaming of bases that are named after Confederate leaders. How is it that Senator Inhofe assured the president he was going to be able to remove that from legislation that has passed both chambers of Congress?
Yeah, I'll leave that to Senator Inhofe as to how that works legislatively speaking, but the president was assured by Senator Inhofe that that would be changing and that Republicans stood with the president on this and stood with the rest of America. 56%, according to an ABC Ipsos poll, are opposed to the changing of the U.S. base name. Kevin.
Kayleigh, thanks. 2 quick questions. I think you probably hear this often. When can Americans expect some money in their pockets by way of stimulus? What's the president's plan to get that money to them as quickly as possible? And just a question about COVID reporting. Is the White House at all concerned about inaccuracies or inconsistencies with respect to COVID death reporting?
So first, let me note when we look at numbers, we want the most accurate reporting. And I went through last week the CDC numbers. We want to make sure hospitals are truly reporting all the information they're getting. One of the systems of data gathering, only 81% of hospitals were reporting into. Another HHS system was getting a more full picture of what we're seeing in hospitals. So we want to ensure all of our information is accurate, and we trust the numbers that we're getting from HHS and CDC. And with regard to phase 4, those negotiations are ongoing. These are long and extended negotiations, but we feel that it's very important from the White House to address unemployment insurance in particular, and also money for schools, and ensuring that the money for schools enables students to make school choices like actually going to a physically open school. So right now, that's where the discussions lie at the moment.
One more quick one very quickly. Drug pricing is so critical to America's seniors. Often you hear terrible stories, frankly, about people having to ration drugs because of the incredible cost. What exactly practically can the American public expect the president to do to lower the cost of prescription drugs?
That's a great question. The president today at 3 p.m. will be talking about drug pricing, and he'll be announcing some actions he's taking on that front. So I'll leave it to him to announce those future actions. But in 2018, he released a landmark blueprint to lower prescription drug prices. It's an issue he's been very passionate about, which is why he signed legislation ending the gag clauses that stop pharmacists from informing patients about lower drug prices, and average basic premiums for Medicare Part D prescription drug plans have actually fallen by 13.5% since 2017. So he's done a lot already, but more to come this afternoon, actually. Kayleigh.
I have two questions for you. This morning, Dr. Burke said that it is still an open question how rapidly children under 10 can actually spread COVID-19. But the other day, the president said they don't bring it home very easily and they don't transmit very easily. So shouldn't we figure out which one of those it is before kids go back to school?
So let me give you two answers to this. First, I would point you to CDC guidelines that said based on current data, the rate of infection among younger school children and from students to teachers has been low, especially if proper precautions are followed. There have also been few reports of children being the primary source of COVID-19 transmission among family members. That's where the data currently stands. But that being said, even if there is transmission and later studies come out, let's say, we believe that students should be going back to school because the effect on a child, we know scientifically, they are not affected in the same way as an adult. Again, I'd point you to CDC guidelines on this that says the best available evidence indicates if children become infected, they are far less likely to suffer severe symptoms. Death rates among school-age children are much lower than among adults, and far lower than during the H1N1 pandemic, for instance, when schools remained open.
Yeah, and Dr. Burks noted that today unless kids have an underlying condition, but she said they do not know how rapidly they can spread it still for if they're under 10, and that's one of the president's top advisors.
So on the transmission point, I'd point you again to the CDC, but I would also say that it is our firm belief that that our schools are essential places of business, if you will, that our teachers are essential personnel. You all here are considered essential workers, which is why you were coming into the briefing room every day during the pandemic. Our meat packers were meat packing because they were essential workers. Our doctors were out there treating because they're essential workers, and we believe our teachers are essential. Particularly, I pore over the data on schools often, and the one thing that really stuck out to me, I read through the entirety of the CDC guidelines, was that I talk about child abuse often, and 1 in 5 cases being reported in schools. Well, the CDC guidelines went on to say there has not just been a sharp decline in reports of suspected maltreatment, but tragically a notable increase in evidence of child abuse when children are seen for services during the pandemic. For example, in Washington, D.C., Child and Family Services Agency recorded a 62% decrease in child abuse reporting calls between mid-March and April compared to the same time period in 2019, but saw more severe presentation of child abuse cases in emergency rooms. That's a tragedy, and our schools must reopen.
Okay, my question was about transmission rates, but anyway, my second question is also on the president's call with the Russian president yesterday. Today, the nation's top counterintelligence official said that Russia is one of 3 countries that is actively working to interfere in our election. Did the president bring up election interference on the call with the Russian president yesterday?
Again, I wasn't on the call, but the president
calls.
I was not on the call. The president has taken more actions for election security than his predecessor, who gave a stand-down order when he learned about election interference. Susan Rice gave that stand-down order. Obama's intel chief even confirmed that stand-down order was given. By contrast, we've given a ton of funding to election security. We take our election seriously, and we believe in election integrity.
My question is, did President Trump bring it up on the call?
Justin,
yesterday?
I was
You're
not on the
answering.
call, Caitlin. Stop filibustering. Justin, let your colleagues ask questions. Justin, okay, Justin no longer has a question. Anyone else?
Kayleigh,
Okay.
around 20 million Americans are receiving expanded uninsurance benefits, and some are going to receive the last of those checks tomorrow. Have Senate Republicans in the White House settled on a plan yet to extend UI? If so, can you explain what that plan is? And if not, did you wait too long to try to sort this out?
Those discussions are still ongoing, and I'm not going to get in the middle of the negotiation, other than to say, when I answered Kevin's question up here, I said that our priority right now is we feel it's very important to address extending those unemployment insurances, and how that looks, I'll leave it to them, but that is, unemployment insurance is a top priority for us right now.
China ordered the closing of one of our diplomatic facilities there in retaliation for what happened in Texas. We haven't really heard from the White House. If you could spell out specifically why you guys decided to close the Houston facility. I know that there's obviously broad complaints that you've raised for weeks with China, but why Houston specifically? And secondly, if you had a reaction to the steps China took.
Yes, our action to direct the closure of the PRC Consulate General in Houston was taken to protect American intellectual property and Americans' private information. For years, the CCP has undertaken a whole of society effort to steal American technology and intellectual property for commercial gain, and many of those activities are directed from PRC diplomatic facilities, and we urge the CCP to cease these malign actions rather than engage in tit-for-tat retaliation. So that's where we stand on that. Jeff.
Kayleigh, the president's tone on the virus this week seems to have changed. He's advocated a few different times for Americans to wear masks. He said that the the pandemic would get worse before it gets better. He canceled most of the convention, or certainly the Florida part, yesterday. All of these things were bad 2 months ago, even longer than that, and the science on masking has been clear for several months. What changed this week? Why did his tone change?
There has been no change. The president said on March 31st, before there was even a recommended but not required guidance given by the CDC on mask wearing, the president already said, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. It doesn't harm anyone. And that was when our scientists even were, some of them were saying, don't wear a mask. So the president has been consistent on this. He wore a mask back at the Ford facility. He carries around in his pocket. He showed it to you multiple times. He hasn't changed. In fact, and just speaking on COVID generally, the way I've heard him talk privately in the Oval Office is the way he's talking out here. The only thing that changed is the president taking dozens and dozens and dozens of your questions each and every day, because he felt the best way to get information to the American people was for him to be out here answering your questions and providing this directly.
The other part of the question, though, wasn't just about masking, although I would argue that if you look back and see when he called it politically correct, for example, that wasn't exactly agreeing with the science of wearing masks. But setting that aside,
No, but let's not set that aside, because in that incident when he used the words politically correct, it was in reference, I believe you were asking him a question, was it? And right, and you were standing outside and you'd been tested and you were wearing a mask and he couldn't hear your question, so he asked for you momentarily to pull down the mask. So that was the specific context, and context does matter here.
Okay, well, I didn't need to engage on that, but I was standing around other reporters and using the same mic that other people were using. That's why I left my mask on.
Right, well, he could not hear your question. He asked for you temporarily to pull it down. Everyone in the press pool's tested, so scientifically you were not in a compromising position. But he hasn't changed his tone. But this president, the reason he wants to bring back these briefings is to get information out there. Like, we've done 52.9 million tests nationwide, 187 emergency use authorizations, for test manufacturing, 20 million swabs per month, use the DPA over 20 times. All of these great successes of this administration, like distributing 31,000 cases of remdesivir, enough to treat nearly 200,000 patients. None of this is getting covered. And you've got the best messenger, the duly elected president of the United States, talking directly to the American people and getting extraordinary ratings as they tune in to get information from their leader.
My question wasn't about
John.
that last piece. I just want to clarify one thing, Kayleigh.
Okay, John no longer has a question. Anyone else?
I just want to clarify
I don't want to talk over it. If you don't mind, Jeff, maybe we can come back to you.
I would like to finish my question.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but
let
when
me ask you my
everyone in the
question.
front rows get 5 questions, people in the back row don't even get the opportunity to ask questions.
Just that you're not answering the question.
I want to ask about the Senate Defense Authorization Bill, which passed by a veto-proof majority yesterday, and the House earlier this week also passed their version of the defense bill, also by a veto-proof majority. And both of those bills contain mandates that the Pentagon rename these military bases, which are named in honor of Confederate generals. I want to ask you, does the president believe that his position, which we're all familiar with, it's helpful in terms of recruitment, specifically for African Americans? Explain how that position will help recruit African Americans in an all-volunteer military force.
The president stands with the American people. 56% don't want to see the bases' names changed. Where he stands is in a place where many soldiers who have lost their lives overseas, the last ground that they saw were these bases. And by changing their names, he believes that it is not appropriate that those soldiers who lost their lives to be told that the ground that they
familiar with
left.
his position, and you just restated it very well, but I'm asking you specifically, how is this helpful for an African American who wants to volunteer for our all-volunteer military forces to go to a base that's named for a Confederate general that worked to still put and keep in place slavery, which impacted their ancestors?
Because the bases are not known for the generals they're named after. The bases are known for the heroes within it, the great Americans, black, white, Hispanic, of every race who have died on behalf of this great country. And 56% of the nation agrees with the president.
Your position that
Yes.
it won't impact
Yes.
then, it won't impact in any way recruitment is what your position is.
Next question. I've
Is that a
already
yes
answered that
or
one
no?
twice.
It's just a yes or no.
Kayleigh, I want to circle back to school choice, which you mentioned a few minutes ago. So that means the potential for shifting federal funds away from schools that don't open so that parents can use those funds for homeschooling or for private schooling. The president vehemently opposes defunding police. Why is defunding public schools okay?
So the president has never wanted to take money away from schools, take money away from education. It is about keeping it with the child. The purpose of school funding is to educate a child. The child, if a school is closed, loses the opportunity to receive education and needed social services. I put up the chart a few weeks ago from McKinsey & Co. That showed that the student most impacted is the low-income student who's in a low-income community and doesn't have the resources as some other students. So that student should not be deprived of an educational opportunity and forever never be able to recover the deficit that child has had by being out of school for an entire year or more.
The schools in those underserved communities also are the ones that generally have terrible ventilation. They need the most money for upgrading. If this money is shifted away from those schools, how will they ever get into a situation where they could, in the case of a pandemic, properly serve their population?
Well, your question's a bit befuddling because if the problem is ventilation in schools and the school's closed and you're fixing the ventilation, the student isn't even in the facility because the school isn't even open. The whole point is the student deserves an educational opportunity and a good educational opportunity, which is why the money must follow the student. And I would also note in the CDC guidelines that they said, with regards to food in particular, that there are 15 million children participating in the school breakfast program, 30 million in the school lunch program, and they said, quote, "It is difficult to maintain this type of school nutrition program over the long term." And they were talking about how we've managed to get meal services throughout the periods of school closures, but they went on to say it's difficult to maintain this type of program over the long term. There are severe consequences. I've mentioned the child abuse, the loss in education, and also when it comes to nutrition services as well. Yes.
Kayleigh, with the payroll tax cut now off the table, is there anything that the White House considers a red line in negotiations with Democrats? And then also I have another question.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into red lines. These negotiations are ongoing, and I'm not in the middle of them, so I'll wait to find out what the conclusions of those negotiations are. But I would just signal what I said at the top of this briefing about unemployment insurance being very important.
And then President Trump called off the convention in Florida, citing safety. Does that give him pause for any of his future upcoming travel, like to Texas next week, which is a hot spot?
We take all necessary precautions, and we protect the president, his staff, and we make sure that we're following the guidelines and social distancing, and so we don't have concern about future travel. Yes.
The accusations that China is stealing intellectual property are not new, but why came this order to shut down the consulate in Houston now, roughly 100 days before the election?
I'm not going to give any further information about our intelligence from the briefing podium other than to note what I told Justin earlier on that particular matter. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. On the question of reopening schools, yesterday, just minutes after the president announced that he was going to cancel the Republican convention events in Jacksonville, he also made the case again for reopening schools. So why is it not safe to hold a Republican convention, but it is safe to reopen schools?
Yeah, the schools are a different situation when you have children who, as the CDC guidelines clearly note, are not affected in the same way as adults. We can make certain arrangements like social distancing in schools and follow the CDC guidelines that have been laid out and try to, they're the best world guidelines I referenced. We can get our schools up to the best place we can get them in, especially if we're given additional school funding, the $105 billion that was mentioned that we are keen to see in a phase 4. So it's a different scenario when you have packed adults in the room versus these students that we can make precautions and take measures to protect. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. I have a question about COVID, but first I want to ask about the use of federal officers. Does the president believe he has the power to send DHS agents and officers anywhere in the country that he wants to?
The president believes that his authority is with regard to DHS, which is distinct from DOJ. There's Operation Legend, which is primarily led by DOJ, and that's just providing extra FBI and ATF and DEA agents to already existing places. It's just surging extra personnel in places that are out of control, like Chicago, for instance. Separate and distinct from Portland, which is DHS, and his power pertains to 40 U.S. Code 1315. I read that statute for you in the last briefing, so I won't bore you with reading it again, but that's with protecting federal property. So those are the two lanes that we've acted on and look at.
For those DHS, those officers and agents, does he believe he has the power to send them anywhere he wants?
He believes they're there to protect federal property, so I'll leave it to you to determine where's federal property.
And just to follow up on that, I mean, has the president reminded those federal agents and officers that their constitutional obligation to not violate search and seizure rights and not take people into custody without probable cause?
Well, Chad Wolf is leading this operation over at DHS, and he has made clear that his officers are acting within the bounds of the law. Of course, we encourage everyone to act within the bounds of the law and the Constitution.
He said he loves the Constitution. We haven't heard him speak about that particular part of the Constitution in this context.
President Trump has repeatedly said that he wouldn't watch sports or support sports if players continue to kneel. So why has he agreed to throw out the first pitch at the Yankees game next month, considering that baseball player is not at last night's games?
Yeah, I'll leave it to him as to address the Yankees game. He's very excited to throw out the first pitch, and I was not a part of the discussions as to how that's going to work in terms of the first pitch. I've learned about it when you guys did, and he's very excited to throw it out. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. 2 questions. We understand that the governor of Florida is on campus today. Can you confirm and can you talk about that visit? Will he be meeting with the president?
Yes, Governor DeSantis is here. He's here to be a part of the drug pricing event, but he will be talking and meeting with the president further to discuss COVID and other matters.
Okay, will they be discussing the convention? I had 2 questions, if I may ask the second one.
This is why I like to save time for you guys in the back.
I appreciate it.
Don't often get to. Yeah.
Yes. Do you have any guidance on when the president will be signing that immigration order that he's been talking about on DACA?
Yeah, so no guidance other than to say I laid out that he would have a merit-based EO and he really would like a legislative fix for DACA and would like Democrats to come to the table, but no guidance on timing just yet. Chanel.
Thank you, Kayleigh. On federal law enforcement efforts, namely Operation Legend, we're talking about funding for a lot of these programs. Anytime we're talking about federal anything, we should be talking about the money behind it. So with Operation Legend, it appears to be filling a law and order void in majority Democrat cities. So given this fact, in terms of the funding, would the citizen of, say, Springfield, Missouri be called to pay for the security and the federal protections of the incompetence of Chicago, Illinois. Is that something that has been discussed as far as funding for Operation Legend?
I'm not aware of that being discussed in particular. I think where the president's head is at right now is, you look across the country and it is Democrat streets where you're seeing a lot of this lawlessness. In Minneapolis, murders have spiked 94%. Philadelphia, murders have spiked 27% over a year ago. New York City, 277% increase in shootings over a year ago. Chicago, the most egregious, 414 people killed, 50% increase over a year ago. We saw under President Obama, violent crime started to tick up, started to come down under this president. He restored law and order. And then this defund the police movement has been an absolute travesty. And it's why you have 67% of Black Americans who worry that the criticism of police will cause police to pull back. So this president is looking at this in a saving lives lens. I want to save lives. I'll put federal money in, as he did. Financial assistance was announced with AG Barr, and also additional manpower. He's very keen on seeing the violence in our streets end. He wants to protect the people of this country when derelict Democrat mayors and governors do not. And he's also appalled by cancel culture, and cancel culture specifically as it pertains to cops. We saw a few weeks ago that Paw Patrol, a cartoon show about cops, was canceled. The show Cops was canceled. Live PD was canceled. Lego halted the sales of their Lego City police station. It's really unfortunate because I stand with, and the president stands with, the 63% of Americans who think police officers are one of the most important jobs in this country. That's 63%. And with that, Caroline Levitt, one of our great assistant press secretaries, today went to great pains to make contact with the Southold Police Department in Suffolk County. We saw a very touching video that we loved, and she got the approval of the police department and the parent to show this video because I think this is emblematic of where America stands with regard to our police. So if you wouldn't mind playing that video, that'd be great.
We got another badge. There. Look, we got another badge. This is a real deal. So much. Thank you. What you want to be when you grow up? Yeah. I love police. They'll still be here, so.
Thank you to our heroic police department around the country. America stands with you.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times for this fantastic press briefing, one of the best ones I've seen so far. So thank you so much once again. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and you click that notification bell. Also, don't forget to say hello in the comment section below. Don't be shy, say hello, and don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Once again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, click that bell. President Trump is having a speech and also signing multiple executive orders on pharmaceuticals and drug prices and all healthcare and all of that stuff coming later on today. It should be coming up on your screen, or I'll pin it to the top of the comments below. Thank you so much, folks, for choosing Golden State Times as your news source, and I hope to see you guys here very soon. If you want to get notified for future live streams like what President Trump is doing later on today, text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888, and we will send you a notification instead of YouTube. Once again, text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888, and we will send you a notification when President Trump goes live. All right, folks, so that was for the upload. In case you guys missed Kayleigh McEnany's Q&A with reporters, we are uploading it. We are uploading it onto the channel right now, so just give me a second, and we'll get that uploaded for you guys. Thank you so much once again for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. President Trump's rally, or I'm sorry, his speech live event is already on the channel, so if you guys head over there, set the notification and give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. It should start it should start very, very soon. Oh man, it really gets me bothered. It really bothers me when the White House does back to back stuff for no reason at all. Absolutely no reason at all. But we'll make it work. All right, folks, so we have uploaded the video onto the channel. So if you can help us out by clicking the link I am putting in the chat in just a moment, head over to the video, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media. We need your help today more than ever before. So if you'd like to help out Golden State Times, click on the link that I am putting in the chat if you didn't get notified by YouTube. But let me know if you did get notified by YouTube in the chat. Let me know. Did you guys get notified right now, like a minute ago or a second ago? Did you guys get notified by YouTube? Let me know in the chat. If you guys didn't get notified by YouTube, then click on the link that I am putting in the chat. Head over to the video, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media. All right, folks. So it looks like nobody got notified today for the video upload. But thank you so much if you guys are clicking on the link, heading over to the video, and giving it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for your help and your support. Like I said, we need your help now more than ever before because YouTube is not sending out notifications. They didn't send out notifications for this live stream or the live stream that we did earlier today. They didn't send notifications for the upload we just did. Now, are they going to notify Patriots about the live stream that we're doing in less than an hour? Who knows? Most likely they're not. So thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. Please click on the link in the chat, and I will see you very soon.